help does the Alzheimer's Association provide to patients with Alzheimer's and or families that are caring for someone with Alzheimer's disease?
Yeah, any family that has any questions should call our helpline. It's 1-800-272-3900. And we have either a social worker or a nurse on the phone from 8:30 to 5. If you call after 5, you can still get service through our national organization. And what these individuals do, they can answer any questions, make community referrals, and referrals to our other programs as well. We have several support groups. In Pickaway County, we will be starting a support group in July at Berger Hospital. The support groups are for caregivers that are caring for somebody with any type of dementia. It could be vascular dementia, Lewy bodies dementia. It doesn't have to be Alzheimer's dementia. So we have several of these groups. We have a special group for people that are diagnosed with the early onset and their family members. And we have another group for caregivers of frontotemporal dementia. So there's many specialized groups to meet the needs. We also have education. In Pickaway County, we have education at Berger Hospital, all kinds of topics, for example, the signs and symptoms of the disease, treatments, financial, legal planning, activities to do with somebody. So we provide speakers on different topics. We also train professionals working in long-term care about the disease and how to communicate and how to handle some of the difficult behaviors that some people may have. And we also do education to the general community as well to bring awareness about the risk factors and the warning signs. Something else that we have is our caregiver support team, and that is a special program where we can meet one-on-one with you. We have certain clinic sites in the communities that we can meet with people, and sometimes we make home visits. And basically the nurse, the social worker, and the occupational therapist go out and help the family come up with a plan about how to navigate through this difficult disease process.
What are some of the common concerns or questions that your clients have?
You know, many times we get calls from people who are in crisis. And one of the things that the caregiver support team tries to do is to tell people to be proactive rather than reactive. Because many times people aren't going to call us in the beginning because there's not a crisis situation. And then you have a situation where maybe the person with dementia is threatening another family member and having a lot of agitation, and we get a lot of questions about how do I handle these difficult behaviors, how do I change my way of communication. We always tell caregivers that you've won your last argument because you cannot argue with a person with dementia. You just have to enter their world. If they say the sky is red and you know the sky is blue, you say, oh yeah, it's red. And you distract them and you go on. You cannot argue with somebody. A lot of times you can't convince somebody with this disease that has the diagnosis. One question we get from families is if a family member passes away, do you tell the person with Alzheimer's disease? Well, if you tell the person with Alzheimer's disease, they're not going to remember that you told them the person has passed away. So what happens is, every time they ask about that person, and you're telling them that person has passed away, they're grieving over and over again. Well, why wasn't I at the funeral? Why didn't you tell me this before? So it's really changing our method of communication and saying something like, oh, your husband isn't here right now. And not lying to the person, but being very vague, because we don't want that person to continually get upset because they can't remember.
Right. Does the Alzheimer's Association fund research about Alzheimer's disease?
Yes, our national organization in Chicago, Illinois is the biggest contributor to research. Chapters contribute as well, part of their funding for research
And again, how did you say the Alzheimer's Association can be reached for people that would like to get help from them?
Yes, you can call 1-800-272-3900, or you can reach us on the web at www.alz.org.
Okay. Now, Greg, if you'd like to elaborate a little bit on the Alzheimer's Association, maybe specifically the Central Ohio chapter, how many chapters you have across the United States in their efforts.
Yep. The Alzheimer's Association, we've been around for 30 years now. So this year we're celebrating our 30th anniversary as an organization and are thrilled to be doing that. Actually, the Central Ohio chapter was one of the founding chapters of the Alzheimer's Association nationally. We had some great volunteers 30 years ago who assembled themselves and created our national organization, so we're proud to be a part of that. For our Central Ohio chapter, we have 14 counties that we serve. We have a headquarters in Franklin County, and then we serve about 2 counties out in each direction. We also have an office in Delaware County as well. We're governed by a local board of directors and just have hundreds and hundreds of volunteers that help us accomplish what we need to do. As the director, I'm so proud to work with Mary and her clinical team, and you can see just the vast knowledge that she has and our other clinical staff members have to help people. Just to be an organization that is out in the community, out in people's homes, sometimes holding hands through difficult situations. It's a terrific organization to be with. And as we look forward to an aging population, younger diagnosis, we see a lot of challenges ahead, but the understanding of Alzheimer's disease, sort of the erosion of the stigma of Alzheimer's disease is really helping a community embrace the cause, contact us as an organization for help, and really provide a lot of support.
And I know the Alzheimer's Association is holding a memory walk in Pickaway County on August 26th. What will that event entail?
Yeah, the Memory Walk. The Memory Walk is the signature event of the Alzheimer's Association. So we're really excited to hold our first Memory Walk here in Circleville in August. The Memory Walk, we have 650 Memory Walks all around the country, and so it's something that so many people are involved with. Last year, the Alzheimer's Association as a whole raised $33 million through all of the walks all around the country. So last year, Berger Health System, a volunteer of ours, Larry Thornhill, was very active in getting this started and helped recruit Diane Eaton, who's our tremendous committee chairperson. And on August 26th, at the Mary Virginia Kreitz Hannon Community Park at Pontius Road in State Route 188. We'll be holding the Memory Walk. It's at 6 o'clock that evening for registration, and 6:30 we will walk. That new park is just beautiful. It's a great setup for us. They have the new shelter going up, and the trail is just perfect for the Memory Walk. The Memory Walk is really neat in that it can be anything that somebody wants to make of it. So we have corporations that are sponsoring it. Berger Health System is our presenting sponsor. Healthcare Logistics is a sponsor. The Savings Bank, Sunbridge Healthcare are sponsoring as well. We have the Circleville Herald and 94.3 Country as a radio station sponsor. So they look at it as a marketing opportunity, a way to be involved in the community. Corporations will also use it as employee involvement, so they spread the word internally to their employees to join a team and go out and be involved, and so that might serve as a company picnic or just really an employee morale type of activity. And then we have lots of individuals and families who use it to honor somebody who may have Alzheimer's disease or dementia, or maybe a family member that they've lost. So they use it as a time to come together and be together and celebrate a life or honor somebody that's important to them. And you'll see many people with their own team t-shirts and maybe a picture of Grandpa on the shirt or some message about why they're out there. And that's really neat as well. So for a community to come together, both corporate, individually, it really provides anything that anyone would really want. It is a fundraising event for us. It does raise great awareness, but it is a fundraising event that helps us perform our programs and services. So again, we have our sponsors, and even though our event's coming up soon in August, there still are sponsorship opportunities if anybody would like to get their name out and be associated with the event. And then individuals are asked to register for the event.